Hello, welcome. So, I'm here today to talk about something that's really close to my heart: living a passion filled life. For many of us, we've been taught that we need to follow one path, master one skill, or stick to a single career. But what happens when your interests take you in multiple directions? When you feel passionate about more than one thing? So I've spent years exploring this in my own life, and I've come to realize that we don't have to choose just one passion or one career. Instead, we can pivot, explore, and weave our passions into every part of our lives. So today, I'll share a bit of my journey, the challenges I faced, and how I learned to make space for all of my passions without feeling like I'm all over the place. I started my career in education, and from early on, I was lucky enough to be involved in many different activities: coaching sports, traveling internationally with the Student Ambassador Program, and leading other school initiatives. I enjoyed it all. I wasn't just a teacher. I was deeply involved in many facets of the school's environment, and it allowed me to explore my curiosity and creativity. But as I climbed the career ladder and stepped away from the school setting, I realized something was missing. I felt accomplished in my career, but there was this desire for something more, a desire to connect with other aspects of myself. And that's when things shifted for me. I bought my first home, which sparked an interest in real estate. Around the same time, I was taking Zumba classes, and I loved how it made me feel. So eventually, I got certified as an instructor. It's moments like these that lit a spark inside of me. And soon, I found myself exploring different passions, from real estate to fitness to launching a podcast, and just giving each of these passions space in my life. Now, it wasn't always easy. There were challenges, but learning to embrace these pivots was the key to finding fulfillment. So again, exploring these multiple passions did not come without their challenges. I had moments where I'd throw myself fully into something, and then I'd lose steam. I'd wonder if something was wrong with me. Why couldn't I just stick to one thing? I started to feel frustrated, like I was all over the place, and that maybe I was being unrealistic in thinking I could pursue multiple passions. For example, after going all in on teaching Zumba, I realized it wasn't bringing me the same joy it once did. So eventually, I stopped teaching Zumba. When I didn't want the pressure of closing deals in real estate, I found another way to use my license. I learned to stop forcing things that no longer served me and began following my energy instead. I realized that I didn't need to stick with one passion forever. Passions could evolve, and it was okay to pivot when something no longer brought joy. I started working with myself, honoring my needs, and having patience with where I was in my journey. Now, one of the biggest realizations I've had is this: you don't have to turn every passion into a permanent fixture in your life or even into a business. That was such a freeing moment for me. My passion for each project was the same, but the projects themselves didn't need to last forever. It was the joy and excitement that mattered. The process of engaging with something I loved, even if only for a season. It was this joy that gave me the energy to show up in all areas of my life, at work, at home, and in other spaces, feeling more fulfilled. By embracing the temporary nature of some passions, I was able to see how each one, no matter how short-lived, brought value to my life. So, how did I make it all work? For me, it came down to finding an approach that allowed me to balance my career with my passions. I realized that my main job, while not my deepest passion, was good enough because it gave me the flexibility and autonomy to pursue my other interests. I considered myself a career slasher, meaning I have a main job, but I also pursue side projects, hobbies, and other ventures. It's this approach that allows me to spread my creative wings, work on personal projects, and still have a stable foundation. Some of you might resonate with this approach. Now that I've shared my story, let's talk about how you can start weaving passions into your life. The process I used is simple, and you can try it too. First, you want to identify your passions. So take a moment to reflect on what lights you up. What brings you joy? What are you curious about? Make a list of 3 to 5 things that excite you. Next, you want to choose an approach. Are you more of a career slasher? Or do you want to turn a passion into a business? Or are you content exploring hobbies for fun? So select an approach that fits your life. Next, set realistic goals. If you're trying to integrate a passion into your life, start small. Create a goal that's manageable. Maybe it's dedicating one evening a week to a passion project. Maybe it's taking a class to deepen your knowledge. And then you want to allow space for pivoting. Give yourself permission to change directions. If a passion no longer serves you, pivot, change the course. Explore something new. Follow your energy. By taking these steps, you'll start to integrate your passions into your life in a way that feels natural, aligned, and fulfilling. Before we wrap up, I want to take you through a brief visualization exercise to help you connect with your vision of a life where your passions are fully integrated. So take a moment. Close or soften your eyes if you feel comfortable. And take a deep breath in and slowly exhale. Now imagine a day in your life where everything feels in flow. You wake up feeling excited, knowing that today you'll be working on something you truly care about. There's a sense of alignment, a quiet confidence that today is another step toward living fully in your passion. Picture yourself moving through your day. You're working on projects that light you up, engaging with others who support you and share your interests. There's no rush, no pressure, just a feeling of ease and fulfillment as you do what you love. Now, imagine the impact you're making, whether it's on a personal or professional level. Your work is resonating with others. Your passions are no longer just dreams. They're an active part of your reality. Feel that sense of accomplishment and purpose. Now, slowly bring your awareness back to the present moment. And as you open your eyes, know that the life you just imagined is within reach. It's not a distant dream. It's something you can create, one step at a time. I want to remind you that it's okay to pivot. And it's okay to have multiple passions. And it's okay if those passions change over time. What matters most is that you honor what lights you up, that you make time for what brings you joy, and trust that by doing so, you're showing up as the best version of yourself in every area of your life. I encourage you to revisit your action plan regularly, making adjustments as needed, and staying open to new opportunities along the way. Whether you're a career slasher, an entrepreneur, or a hobbyist, there's a place for your passions in your life. So go out there and make room for them. And remember, it's not about doing everything at once, but about making space for what matters to you. If you'd like to connect with me or share your progress, I'd love to hear from you. Sometimes having someone to check in with you, sometimes having someone to check in can make all the difference. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you leave feeling inspired and ready to bring more of what you love into your life.